Right? That's what we were doing. This is a very wonderful chapter, knowledge of the absolute. Okay, let's talk about this knowledge of the absolute.
It's attaining the Supreme, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, thank
Chapter
you.
8. Sorry,
Attaining the
Prabhuji.
supreme, no problem, no problem. Attaining the supreme. Thank you, Mataji. Just one moment. Oops. All right. Attaining the supreme, chapter number 8. So we have done till now. So Arjuna has asked various questions. What is Brahman? What are fruitive activities? And there are 8 questions, the different questions that he asks. And Krishna answered all of them by now. But the last question, of those who are engaged in devotional service, how can they know you at the time of death? So this is the question that Krishna is explaining right now. And we saw the verse, very important verse, Antakali cha mamiva. That means at the time, at the end of his life, if we remember Krishna, then we will attain Krishna's nature. So that is like the goal of life. The goal of life is that we have to remember Krishna all the time, so that we are able to remember Krishna at the end of the life. And to be able to do that, we should be always thinking of Krishna. And then we should be doing our activities in such a way. Right? And then we saw this also, that he who meditates on me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path, he hopes a path is sure to reach me. And we saw this also, how we should meditate upon Krishna. So how should we think about Krishna? When we are meditating upon Krishna, how should we do that? So Kavim Puranam Anusachitaram, Anuraniyar, that sloka. That is, one should meditate upon Supreme Person as the one who knows everything. Purana, Kavim. Kavim means who knows everything. Purana, oldest. Anusasitaram, controller. Anoraniya, we are smaller than the smallest. Right? That's where we had a discussion last time, right? What is the size of the super soul? How much is the size of a super soul, and all of that we try to discuss, right? Who is the maintainer of everything, who is beyond all the material conception, and who is inconceivable, and who is always a person. He is luminous like a sun, and he is transcendental beyond his material nature. And now we will come to this verse number 10. Yes. Who would like to recite this, devotees?
May I, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna?
Yeah, please go ahead.
The verse number 10, 8.10. Prayanakale manasachalena bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva bhruvor madhye pranamavesha samyak satam param purusham upaiti divyam. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One who, at the time of death, fixes his life air between the eyebrows and, by the strength of yoga, with an undeviating mind, engages himself in remembering the Supreme Lord in full devotion, will certainly attain to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we hear about what is the art of living, right? But here, Bhagavad Gita gives the art of death, art of dying. What is very advanced about our Sanatana Dharma, right? Our culture, Vedic culture, is that, yogis can plan to leave their body. There is a way of doing it, which they do it, okay? The yogis, this is called as a Chakra Yoga. So there is, if you see our backbone, right, the backbone, the tailbone which comes towards the end below, right, that's where there's a chakra there, right? What's that chakra called? Anybody knows? Mooladhara, correct. From the Mooladhara, there are 7 chakras, right? So from there it comes about, there's another chakra here, Agnya chakra, and then there is one here, Vishuddha chakra, and then we have Agnya chakra here, we have Sahasrara chakra here, okay? It's called Shat Chakra Yoga, right? Shat means 6 chakras totally. So these yogis are so advanced, just imagine. I mean, Can we do this? I mean, can anybody in the world, leave their body at their will? You see, by doing yoga system, it's possible. So many people have done it. For example, in the Dakshayagnya story, Sati Devi leaves her body and she is sitting and she will do yoga system. By the yoga system, she will produce fire from her body and her body gets burnt into ashes like that. So she quits her body like that, right? Another example from Srimad Bhagavatam is
Dhritarashtra.
Dhritarashtra, correct? Dhritarashtra. So what happened? I'll tell you the story. It's a very interesting story. We must hear this. So what happened is Dhritarashtra. This is after the Kurukshetra war. Kurukshetra war is over, and Dhritarashtra and Gandhari, they felt bad because all of their 100 children died. 100 of all of the sons died, and now they are being maintained by the Pandavas because they are family members of Pandavas, right? He's after all uncle, right? So they are in Pandavas are very nicely taking care of them. In fact, Pandavas are giving them great care. I mean, they're giving him Pandavas. I mean, Yudhishthira Maharaj, we all know, is such a nice person. Right? He's Dharmaraj. So he's reporting to Dhritarashtra. He's giving treatment of a king itself. As if he's a king, he's giving him treatment. And Dhritarashtra is quite happy. He's enjoying. So at that point of time, Vidura comes and starts speaking very harsh words to Dhritarashtra. He says, how can you be like a dog here? How are you saying? Are you not having any kind of shame? These people, Pandavas, have killed your sons. And then you are eating their food like a dog. Don't you feel ashamed of yourself that you are here? I mean, just look at your age. What is your age? And your tooth is falling and you are having trouble, you're coughing. All your hair is white. I mean, look at your health, your advanced age. And at this age also, you are so shamelessly, sitting here with Pandavas and enjoying all the royal pleasures. I think you should just get out of the house immediately and go towards the north. And then just because of that one speech that Vidura gave, immediately Yudhishthira Maharaj left the house. And behind him, he did not tell to anybody, he just left. So that is the power of association of pure devotees. You see, Dhritarashtra, he was not a very good person, right? He was always in a confusion whether what is right, what is wrong. And especially he was very much disturbed by his son, because of his sons, because he was taking the side of his evil sons. He was not able to be Krishna conscious. He was not able to be spiritual at all, right? But by the association of Vidura, you see, Vidura is his brother. And because of that good association, he gave him such an inspiration to just leave that house. You cannot stay here like this. This body is anyways going to go. Better you leave the body in a proper way. Correct? Because you see, cats and dogs are also dying, isn't it? So there is cat and dog also will die. But if human being also dies like cat or like a dog, then what is the difference between a human being and a cat and a dog? Correct? So we, coming from this Vedic culture, we have to acknowledge this. Dhritarashtra, he went to the north and then he was doing something. For 7 days he was doing some intense austerities. On the 7th day, he does the Shat Chakra yoga and he gives up his body. He gives up his body by, raising his pranic air, through the chakras, and he leaves it. Right? He shoots it up. And technically it is explained in Bhagavatam how yogis are shooting up their prana like that. There are so many advanced yogis who are able to do that. I mean, in those days it was very much possible, but now it is very rare to find. There may be one or two here and there, but it's very difficult and rare to find people who can do this Shat Chakra yoga. Okay, it's called the 6 chakras, Shat Chakra yoga. Right? It's called Yoga Balena. Right? So what is important here is, there are two ways. The yogis, they give up their body by doing this Shat Chakra yoga system. They are remembering about Krishna at the time of death and they are leaving out their soul like that out. Right? Here it is said, right? At the time of the death, one fixes his life hair between the eyebrows and by the strength of the yoga, Yoga Balena, with an undeviating mind, engages himself in remembering the Supreme Lord in full devotion. It is very clearly said here, isn't it? that yogis are not non-devotional people. Okay, they have to perform this, that they have to remember Krishna in full devotion if they have to reach Krishna. If their goal is not to reach Krishna, there are some other intermediate stops also. That is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam very clearly. There are some yogis who are attracted to material attachment. They will go to Shishumara Loka. There are different lokas they will go. They will not reach that topmost abode of Krishna. Right? So, whether it is Bhakti Yoga or Shatchakra Yoga, one should remember Krishna at the time of death. Right? And one should practice transcendence through yoga in one's life. We have to do the yoga. Yoga means, that's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is yoga is something very serious. Okay, I mean the kind of the context in which we use yoga is very, very diluted and it makes it a joke. I mean, the kind of yoga that we do is just for some fitness and doing some bending exercises. That is not the purpose of yoga. Okay, the purpose of yoga is Shat Chakra Yoga. One must be able to give up his body at his will, like Bhishma Pitamaha, right? We are doing Bhishma Panchak now. So Bhishma Pitamaha was having Ichcha Marana. He could leave his body at his will, right? And he was such an advanced devotee, right? He could leave his body whenever he wanted, right? And he left in the most advanced way, exactly like how Bhagavad Gita Krishna has explained. Now thinking about Krishna, he was thinking about Krishna at the time of death. Krishna was right in front of him and he was doing that Bhishma Stuti. It comes in Srimad Bhagavatam. He is doing prayers to Krishna. It's a very beautiful prayer. Okay. So that's what happens now. Let's go to the next one. Next one, anybody wants to read this?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can
Yes.
I read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Text 8.11. Yadaksharam veda vido vadanti vishanti yad yatayo viktaragaha yad ichanto brahmacharyam charanti tatte padham sangrahena pravasyaye. Translation by His Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Persons who are learned in the Vedas, who utter Omkara, and who are great sages in the renounced order, enter into Brahman. Desiring such perfection, one practices celibacy. I shall now briefly explain to you this process by which one may attain salvation. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Now Krishna is going to explain this. Yad aksharam veda vido vadanti. Aksharam means Omkara. Aksharam, Paramam Brahma. We say, right? Omkara. So the Veda Vido means those who know the Vedas, they utter Omkara. Okay, and they are the sages who enter into Brahman. So we are having different types of realization, self-realization. One is called as the Brahman realization, one is the Paramatma realization, and one is the Bhagavan realization. Right? So this is Brahman realization. See this. Let's go through the purport what Prabhupada is giving. Here it is said, Prabhupada is talking first of all about Shatchakra Yoga. Krishna is explained about the Shatchakra Yoga, how to perform Shatchakra Yoga. Now the question is, will Arjuna be able to perform Shatchakra Yoga? Okay, I am taking it for granted that he might not be able to do it. He is going to explain the process. Okay, and then he is saying Brahman has various manifestations and features. Right, the Omkara is identical with Brahman. Right, Omkara, we say Omkara is such an important sound of the Vedas. Right, and Krishna here explains the impersonal Brahman into which the renounced orders of sages enter. So I tell you, there is a very important point here. Okay, the Vedic system of schooling is to train children so that they will be able to take up spiritual life and attain impersonal Brahman. That's why the word Brahmachari has come. In the word Brahmachari, we know it's a celibate. Okay, somebody who restrains himself from sexual relationship. That is the apparent meaning. The deeper meaning of Brahmachari means somebody who is practicing to attain Brahman, the impersonal Brahman. So that is how the system has been designed. The Vedic system has been designed in such a way that the early years children spend with the spiritual master, along with the material education, they will also learn spiritual education, which will help them to attain to impersonal Brahman. Now, let us fast forward to 2025. Are there any educational institutions which are putting this in their brochures at the moment? That we help your child to attain Brahman. Are there any institutions like that which are putting in the brochures or putting in the advertisements that we help your children to help attain the impersonal Brahman, right? No. Are there any? Yes, no.
No,
Do we have,
Prabhuji.
do you have any institutions like that? Do we have any colleges
No.
saying where they put ranks? No, rank 1, rank 2, rank 3. Are they putting like here are some students of our past who have been able to attain Brahman, right? None. So what is
Yes.
our education system mainly about? What is the main thing that they're teaching?
Material science.
Material science. I mean, if you have to put it in Prabhupada puts it in a nice word. There, he puts a nice word for it. It comes in the small books of Prabhupada. Anybody wants to try? Guess what that word is? Okay, I'll give you a hint. He says it technology, but dash technology. He qualifies with a adjective. There's an adjective for technology. Any guesses? What technology is it? What technology are we teaching children? Okay,
Rascal.
no. Technology, dash technology, some technology.
Okay.
What technology are we teaching? He says animal technology. Animal technology, because see, animal is eating, animal is mating, animal is sleeping, animal is defending, and the technology that we have is helping us to eat better, sleep better, mate better, and defend ourselves better with better weapons. Is it doing anything beyond that is a question, other than eating, mating, and sleeping and defending. I mean, it's helping us save time so that we can eat better, sleep better, and do all this whatever the animals are doing, we are able to do it little better, efficiently. That's why it's called animal technology. But our Vedic institution is not animal technology. It is about Shatchakra Yoga. It is about Brahmachari principles. It is about attaining to the highest principle. Attaining to that abode again, we don't have to come back again. So that we don't have to come to school again. That is a process. That is called, actually knowledge means this. The word vidya, there is a definition for vidya. Ya vidya sa vimuchyate. Vidya is that, the word vidya itself, the root is which can vimuchyate, which can liberate you, is vidya. Knowledge which can liberate you is called knowledge. Otherwise, it is just called a skill. It is some kind of a craftsmanship. Anything other than the knowledge which helps you to liberate yourself is just craftsmanship. You should not call it knowledge. The word knowledge is only reserved. The word vidya is only reserved for this knowledge, for liberation. Right? So, what we are teaching in the schools and colleges is not vidya. It is the opposite. What is the opposite of vidya?
Avidya?
Avidya. What we are teaching is avidya. Avidya, Sharira, Avidya, Jal, we say, right? Ignorance. What we are teaching people is ignorance. Is there any course which teaches people that we are the soul? Is there any course which is teaching people that, this body is like a dress and our mind, our senses are different instruments? It's a yantra rudhani maya. We are in a machine. Our body is like a machine and the soul is mounted on the machine and we are transmigrating from one body to the other. Which educational system, which college, which course is teaching that? Right? So absolutely we are teaching avidya. Means the Charvaka principle. According to Charvaka principle, there is no next life. There is no God. And Charvaka says, just eat ghee and make merry. Because with ghee you can make nice sweets, right? So take loan and eat ghee. Sounds familiar? Take loan and eat ghee. Means so that why loan take some money, so that even if you die also, who is going to pay? After death they cannot take money from you, right? So anyways, you would have taken, let us say, if I can take 100 crores loan, I enjoyed all my life and I will die, right? They will not be able to be recovered from me, right? I would have enjoyed all my life. I'll eat ghee. Just enjoy your life. Charvaka principle. And God, there is no God. King is God. Because if king is happy, he'll give us luxuries. If king is unhappy, he'll take away my house. So the king is God. Don't waste your time in spiritual practices, in something which you cannot see anything. All this is nonsense. That is Charvaka principle. More or less, we are teaching that only in schools, isn't it? I mean, is there any science textbook where we are recognizing God? And we say that, okay, it is God's energy, God's power, right? Are we recognizing God at all? Absolutely. In medical textbooks or anywhere, no. But then, if you ask a scientist why the rocket failed or why the surgery failed, if you ask a doctor, they'll say it's in the hands of God. Yes or no? It's not me. No, God did it. It's not in my hands, right? So yeah, this spiritual life is very essential. Okay, it's completely missing, and India is the center of spiritual life. We have forgotten about our roots. Even today, if you go to Japan and Japan, they say India is the country of light. They all their ancestors know that they are very wise people in India. People used to come to India for spiritual life. The Buddha, all of it, whether it's Buddhism or Jainism or Hinduism or Shankaracharya or Madhvacharya or Ramanujacharya, the most advanced philosophies of theology are from India. And yet, when people are doing masters in philosophy, they are learning Aristotle, Socrates and whatnot. Why not Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya and Buddha, which is much more advanced, right? We have forgotten our roots. We have the remnants of that colonial past, and we have been completely disabled, made to crippled, made to think that we are weak and our religion is nonsense. But here you see, this is the point. Okay, Vedic life means spiritual life. Vedic culture means spiritual culture. That is the main heart of it. We can't remove the heart of the culture. Now, Shatchakra Yoga is not possible. This Brahmachari life is not possible. Now, we cannot send our children to ashramas and see them. Even Lord Ramchandra went to ashram and he was shaved head and he was serving his guru. Krishna also did that. But now we don't have anything like that. That's why Lord Chaitanya has announced, according to scriptural injunctions, for the age of Kali. This is age of Kali, iron age of Kali. That is why, such a spiritual heartland of the world, India has forgotten everything, and now we are talking such rubbish statements in the public. This is age of Kali. That no process of realizing the Supreme is possible. No, Shatchakra Yoga is not possible. Okay? Except chanting the holy names of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama iva kevalam, kalau nastyeva gatiranyata. There is no other process. Not possible. None of them is possible. These processes are not fit for Kali Yuga. Absolutely not possible for common man of Kali Yuga. Very simple process. Chant Hare Krishna. Remember Krishna at the time of death and go back to Godhead. Finished. So this is what was the Prabhupada's idea, that Prabhupada set out to the world at the age of 69. He made it his life mission to go teach everybody in the world that you have got a human body. You have a chance to go back to Godhead. Don't lose this chance. And all the Westerners agreed to it, accepted it. They saw the vacuum in what they were doing. That's the reason why so many Westerners became devotees. Right? That's the reason why we see so many people in Mayapur, because they are reading Prabhupada books. Right? So it's time for us to convince ourselves also. Right? Should not be getting excessively carried away by the technical books or the technology books. Okay, which cannot do something beyond a point. Okay, when it comes to the knowledge of the soul, when it comes to the knowledge of the super soul, when it comes to where should we go after death, there is nothing like the Vedas. Okay, we should take to the Vedas. Okay, let's go to the next verse. Who wants to read this? Yeah, Bharat. Yes, Prabhuji. You're right. Thank you. Naresh Prabhu said it's Bharat. And we should call ourselves the Bharat. Right? India is a Greek name, right? Yeah. Next Prabhu, next devotees. Anybody wants to read? सर्वद्वाराणि संयम्य मनोहृदि निरुध्य च मूर्ध्न्या अध्यात्मना प्राणम आस्थितो योगधारणम. The yogic situation is that of detachment from all sensual engagements, closing the doors of the senses and fixing the mind and heart and life air on top of the head. One establishes himself in yoga. Devotees, please see this, such an important thing. What is yoga? Okay, definition of yoga is this. This is the purpose of yoga. If there is any yogic institute which says that, okay, please come to our institute, we'll teach you how to do Shat Chakra yoga and how to carry your life air to the top of the head, we should join it. Otherwise, we should just simply, we are just diluting and using it in a very bad way. I mean, we should not even be calling it yoga, I feel sorry. It's a much higher purpose, right, that yoga has, right, than removing our fat. I mean, reducing our fat, we can do many more techniques also. You don't need yoga for that, right? So to practice yoga, it's called pratyahara. You know, there is Ashtanga yoga, it's called pratyahara. Pratyahara. Ahara means food. Pratyahara means stopping to eat food. You know, just like how we eat food for our mouth, you know, we have food for our eyes also. We have food for our ears also, right? The sense objects are the food. But if you stop that, withdraw the senses from the sense objects, that is called pratyahara. That is the first, one of the preliminary stages. That's not the final stage. The final stage is samadhi. The final purpose of yoga is Ashtanga yoga is samadhi. That's the goal of yoga. And what should we do? We should be fully controlled and we should not be allowed for sense gratification. And in this way, mind focuses on the super soul. So if somebody is able to do this, okay, whatever Krishna is saying, completely disengage your senses from the sense objects, 100%. And that point of time, you will be able to engage your mind on the super soul in the heart. And then the life air can be raised, you know, from one level to the level to the level to the level, and then slowly to the Sahasrara chakra, to this stage. Okay, but again, Prabhupada is saying the same thing. This is factual, this is correct. Yes, this is given in the Vedas. This is Shat Chakra yoga. This is authorized process. Absolutely agreed, but not practical in this age. The best process is Krishna consciousness. You know, simply by chanting, hearing, chanting, you know, eating prasadam, accepting the remnants of the Lord, and dancing in front of the deities. This is equivalent or even better than we trying to sit down and trying to leave our life air from the Sahasrara chakra. This is much more effective process in the Kali Yuga. In this age, this is the perfect process. So if we can fix our mind on Krishna in devotional service, it is so easy to come to the stage of samadhi. There are Ashtanga yoga. The goal is samadhi, right? We have yama, niyama, pratyahara, and dhyana, dharana, all of this, and samadhi. That's the final state, right? Most of the time we are only stuck in asanas and pranayam, isn't it? Forget about dharana, dhyana, samadhi. But if you are in Krishna consciousness, if you simply do devotional service to Krishna with full attention, with full love, you will immediately attain. You will immediately, very easily. It is, you know, even a small child also can get into samadhi. You know, Prabhupada says, right, you know, even a small child can participate in Krishna consciousness. Even a dog can participate in Krishna consciousness. Even dog also can do devotional service if we give it some prasadam and if it hears some kirtan. It's possible, right? What to talk about human beings? Anybody can do it. So samadhi attaining becomes so easy if we fix our mind on Krishna. This is such a beautiful process, Krishna consciousness, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us, right? We don't have to try very hard, you know, trying to sit down, meditate, and bring out our life air from any of these chakras. Next one. Any devotees wants to read?
Prabhuji.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Om iti ekaksharam brahma vyaran mam anusmaran ya prayati Pyajan Pyagyan Sayati Paramam Gatim. Translation: after being situated in this yoga practice and vibrating the sacred syllable Om, the supreme combination of letters, if one thinks of the supreme personality of Godhead and quits his body, he will certainly reach the spiritual planets. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So the yogic practice has been explained here. How the yogis are chanting the Omkara man. Omkara. They chant Om. They chant Om. Right? They said that Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Pranava Sarva Vedeshu. Right? Pranava Sarva Vedeshu. You know, Omkara's other name is Pranava. Is there anybody whose name is Pranav here? Okay. Pranavas.
My brother's name,
Your
Prabhuji.
brother's name. Yes, very nice. Pranava means Omkara. Omkara is impersonal. Impersonal Brahman. Brahman is not different from Krishna. Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavan iti Shabdati. That means Omkara is representative of Krishna. Okay, but very interesting comments by Prabhupada. Let's read this, okay? The impersonal sound of Krishna is Om. There are two sounds. Krishna's personal sound is Krishna. If you say Krishna, it's not different from Krishna himself, who is a person. And we have Omkara, which is the impersonal sound of Krishna. If you want to represent Krishna in an impersonal way, you say Om. It represents Krishna. Interesting point. But the sound Hare Krishna contains Om. Did you all notice that generally mantras have Omkara? Yes or no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Every mantra has Omkara?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Then what happened to Hare Krishna mantra? Om Hare Krishna, it should start, na? Om Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But where is Om?
Because Lord is already present in that
Yes.
mantra.
Yeah. Om is already there inside Hare Krishna.
Yeah, it's covered by Hare Krishna.
Interesting, right? So if you chant Hare Krishna, it's nothing like you're missing out on Om. It's nothing because Om is already there inside Hare Krishna also. So if you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you will reach the spiritual planet, right? And the devotees of Krishna enter into the Krishna Loka, Goloka Vrindavana. They are called the personalists. Okay, the devotees of Krishna, particularly focused on Krishna, they go to Golok Vrindavan. For the personalists who are worshipping the Vishnu form of the Lord, they will attain to Vaikuntha planets, which is in the spiritual sky. These two are one category called the Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas means either they are devotees of Krishna like us, ISKCON, Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, or they are the devotees of Vishnu, like the other Paramparas, for example. They are called personalists. They believe that the Supreme Lord is a person, not an imperson or a light or a vacuum or anything like that. They believe that Supreme Lord is a person, actual person, real person, Purushottama, Supreme Lord. And they all go to Vaikuntha or Golok Vrindavana, depending upon how they are worshipping the Lord. If they are worshipping the 400 form of the Lord, they will go to Vaikuntha planet. If they are worshipping the 200 form of the Lord, original form of Krishna, Adi Narayana, Krishna, then they will go to Golok Vrindavan. Right? So how many of you want to go to Vaikuntha? How many of you want to go to Brahma Jyoti? How many of you want to go to Golok Vrindavan here? Please type in the chat. Which one do you prefer? Do you want to go to Brahma Jyoti? Type 1 or 2 or 3. 1 means Golok Vrindavan. 2 is Vaikuntha planets. I'll tell you all the features also. Okay. If you go to Golok Vrindavan, you will find Krishna as a 16-year-old boy and Radharani as 15 years old girl. Okay. And then there will be so many gopas, gopis, cowherd boys, cowherd men. There will be a lot of cows there. Right. And there it is said that everybody will be dancing in ecstasy. There is a big rasa mandalas. There's a lot of dance that happens. There's always music and they don't talk. They only dance. They sing. They don't talk. They sing. They don't walk. They dance. Every day is a festival. That is Golok Vrindavan. And where Krishna is available very intimately. Okay, very intimately is available for all the devotees of Golok Vrindavana. And they are all in an ecstasy of devotion. And Vaikuntha is where there is 400 Narayana, right? Where all the devotees are serving Narayana with an awe feeling. Awe feeling means like how when we go to Tirupati, where there is an awe feeling, right? With awe and reverence, with a lot of respect, they are serving like servants, like Hanuman serves Lord Ramchandra. That is Vaikuntha planets. Okay, there the mood is Dasya Bhava. Gola Vrindavana, the mood is Madhurya Bhava, right? And impersonal, there is no mood at all. There is nothing there. It is like Prabhupada says, just imagine going on a flight for a long time. What happens if you take a flight for 30 hours? What is the first thing that you feel like doing? Yeah, Praveen Prabhu, tell me.
Prabhuji, I raised my hand for questions, so
Okay,
I'm
no
not
problem,
sure.
no problem. Yeah, let's finish this. Let me ask this question. If imagine
Prabhuji,
devotees,
if you can
if I
repeat,
put you
maybe
like
I can follow.
Sunita Williams, like if I put you in the position of Sunita Williams, in the space center for 1 year, what would be your feeling? Will you feel happy with your new home, or will you feel like coming back home down?
Coming back home, Prabhuji, down.
Homesick.
Because
Homesick.
I'll be alone.
So Brahmajyoti is more or less something like that. Okay, it's like on the plane, you'll get tired of it after some time because there is no variety. In Brahmajyoti, there is no variety. It's lack of variety. It's like just one. There is only one. That's it. But living entity requires variety. So it is said that even soul will fall down from Brahmajyoti also, it will fall down. Because there is no ananda in that. Satchit ananda feature is not there in Brahmajyoti. Getting it? Yes, Prabhu, please ask a question now.
Prabhuji, from devotees' perspective, I mean, what they should approach, Vaikuntha or Vrindavan
Yes.
Loka, although
See, yes, nice question, Prabhu. And the Vaishnavas in general, they worship Vishnu or Krishna, right? And they will certainly attain Vaikuntha. That is just by a spiritual planet, which is beyond the Viraja river. Now, the only distinction is Krishna devotees are specifically focused on Krishna and they attain the topmost Vaikuntha planet called the Golok Vrindavana. In Vaikuntha, there are many planets. We have Saket Lok, where Lord Ramchandra is present. Devotees of Lord Ramchandra will go to that Saket Lok. We have each different lokas, different Vaikuntha lokas for different incarnations of the Lord. But Krishna Loka is called Golok Vrindavana, which is the topmost Vaikuntha planet as per the Shastras, which is given topmost, right? Chintamani Prakara Sadmashu Kalpavruksha. It's the topmost Vaikuntha planet. Is that okay? So it depends. Okay, it depends. They will at least be in Vaikuntha for sure. But then, if they worship, they are attached to the 400 form of Vishnu, they will be in Vaikuntha serving Lord Narayana. Otherwise, if they were devotees of Krishna, they will be serving Krishna in the Golok Vrindavana. Is that
Prabhuji,
okay?
both are eternal.
Both are eternal. Both are eternal.
Prabhuji, I
Both are
also have
eternal.
related question.
Yes, please.
We heard about these four Kumaras.
Yes.
So I mean, I'm not sure. They do have access to Vrindavan Loka, or they just have access to Vaikuntha Loka because they went to Vaikuntha Loka.
Interesting question. Actually, I think I'm speculating here. I'll have to check with somebody. But what I understand is they went to the Shweta Dvipa, the Vaikuntha within the material world. There is also Lord's world within the material world. Also, there is Shweta Dvipa, which is within the material world. I believe they went to there. Okay, so yeah,
Brahma,
it's
Brahma,
not they did not go to the Golok Vrindavana for sure. For sure, they did not go to Golok Vrindavana.
and Brahmaji always have access to Vaikuntha Loka, Prabhuji. He can go anytime.
Not always, very rarely.
Really.
Very rarely. I heard one story from Brahma Vaivarta Puran. I'll tell you one interesting story, okay? It's a very
Okay.
interesting story, okay? Connected story. So, what happened is one day, uh, Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva, right? They were discussing and they decided to see Krishna. So, they discussed and they said, okay, let us go and set out and go to Golok Vrindavan. Let us see where it is. And they came out of the material world first of all. And what they saw was the material world was like a bubble. like one bubble, and it was floating on water. And they came out of the material world, crossed all the 7 coverings of the material world, and they saw that there were so many universes which are floating like bubbles, and they were very surprised that there are so many universes also. We thought there's only one, like that. Okay, how is it there are so many universes? And then they came out. Finally, they reached out of the material world completely, where all the spiritual, all the these bubbles are within the material world, which are coming from Mahavishnu. So they crossed all of that, and they crossed the Viraja river, and they saw the impersonal Brahman, which is Brahma Jyoti, the light. Right, that is what is the current words, Brahma Jyoti we are speaking about. They saw that, and then they crossed that Brahma Jyoti. They went inside the Brahma Jyoti, and then they came to the Vaikuntha planets, and they saw so many Vaikuntha planets. And they went further, and they went to the topmost Vaikuntha planet, Golok Vrindavan. So there they were stopped by the gopis, who were the guards. Said, "Who are you? Why did you come here?" They said, "We are the greatest controllers of the universe." Right? The gopi says, "You have no clue. You are like, just like there is a fig. 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 The fig. The way fig is produced is very interesting. Okay, there are some small insects which go inside the fig. Okay, and their life is within that fig only. That's it. Okay, then they die there itself. That's it. The fig is like that. If you just watch in YouTube or sometime, how fig is created. There'll be small insects which will go there. They will live there. They'll die there. The Gopi says your life is like that insects of the fig. Only that. There's much beyond that. Okay, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Lord of all these universes. Right? Only one universe. This is the Lord of all universes. Right? He's the topmost universe. And then there they saw so many Rasa Mandalas and so many gopis, and it was like they were completely surprised when they saw that. Right? That is Golok Vrindavan. Right? So yeah, what was your question, Prabhu? Does Brahma have access? He went once there for sure. When in this situation, Lord Brahma went, and he was surprised to see that. Right? Generally, I don't think he has access.
Whenever there is any trouble,
They go to
generally
Shvetadvipa. They don't go to Golok Vrindavan. They go to
okay,
Shvetadvipa. Shvetadvipa is within the material world. There is a
Hirodaksha
Vaikuntha
Vishnu.
planet within the material world called Shvetadvipa.
That's where Hirodaksha Vishnu is, Prabhuji?
Yes, that's where Hirodaksha Vishnu is there. So all the Devatas, they can go only up to that. They cannot go out of it, and they cannot go out of the thing, and they can go to the spiritual worlds. They don't go to Vaikuntha planet directly out of the material world to talk to Vishnu. They're only within the material world.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Okay, so yeah, let's see this. Ananyas-chetah satatam yomam smarati nityachah tasyaham sulabha partha nityayuktasya yoginaha. Ananya-cheta, without deviation of mind, satatam, always, yaha, anyone who, mam, me, Krishna, smarati, remembers, nityachaha, regularly, tasya, to him, aham, I am, sulabha, very easy to achieve, partha, O son of Pratha, nitya, regularly, yuktasya, engaged, yoginaha, for the devotee. Very important verse, devotees. Ananya-cheta satatam yomam smarati nityachaha tasyaham sulabha partha nityayuktasya yoginaha. For the one who always remembers me without deviation, I am easy to obtain. Sulabha. You know the word sulabh? Have you heard the word sulabh? Sulabh means what? Durlabh, sulabh. Sulabh means easy, right?
Easy.
Easy to obtain. Tasyaham sulabha partha nityayuktasya yoginaha. For those who are remembering me without deviation, because of his constant engagement in devotional service. Now Prabhupada is commenting, each of this commentary is very nice. Let's go through this. Prabhupada is saying this is describing the final destination attained by unalloyed devotees. So previous verses we were talking about the yogis who are attaining the Brahman by uttering Omkara and by doing Shatchakra Yoga system. Right? But beyond that, there is a final destination attained by the unalloyed devotees who serve the Lord with Bhakti Yoga, or the pure devotees of the Lord. Right? And we have seen different kinds of devotees: distressed, inquisitive, and those who want material gain, and speculative philosophers. Different process: karma yoga, jnana yoga, hatha yoga. The principles of these yogas have a bhakti added, but this is pure bhakti yoga. Karma yoga is doing your prescribed duties as given in the Vedas with a mixture of bhakti. There is a mixture of bhakti. Without the mixture of bhakti, you cannot call it karma yoga. It's only karma. It's called karma kanda. If you do fire sacrifices and charities without Krishna, it's called karma kanda. But if you add Krishna, bhakti to it, little bit of bhakti, it becomes karma yoga. Jnana yoga also, it is philosophical speculation. When there is bhakti, it becomes jnana yoga. Otherwise, it becomes just jnana. It's called dry mental speculation. It's called dry mental speculation if you remove Krishna out of it. Hatha yoga also, the purpose is there must be bhakti in it. We are seeing clearly in all the Hatha yoga slokas also, Krishna is very clearly saying they must be doing devotional service. They must have devotion. They should be thinking about Krishna and devotion like that. So Hatha yoga is not an independent system like the way it has happened today, like we see in the TVs. Where is Krishna in the Hatha yoga system that we are doing? Where is Krishna to be seen? Where is the, that is a purpose is we have to remember, meditate upon the 400 form of Lord Vishnu, Hatha yoga. That is only removed. The heart of it is removed. Okay. Otherwise it is not. Then if you remove that Krishna out of bhakti out of it, it is not Hatha yoga. It is only Hatha. That's all. There is no yoga in it. There must be bhakti in it. But this verse is pure bhakti yoga. There is no jnana, karma or hatha. Right? Ananya chetasaha means pure devotional service. A pure devotee doesn't want to go to Brahma Jyoti. They say pure devotee says Kaivalyam Narakayate. The impersonalists, they are very eager to merge into Brahman. They always say the same thing. I want to merge into Brahman. I want to merge into Vishnu. I want to merge into Brahman. Like that, they keep on saying the same stuff. They'll be chanting that. Instead of chanting Hare Krishna, they'll be chanting like that. But by chanting like I am Brahman, you don't become Brahman. Or by simply repeating that I want to become into Brahma Jyoti, you don't get into Brahma Jyoti. By chanting Hare Krishna, you can get into Brahma Jyoti. If they want. So that is a mistake that they do. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes to the next level, and he says this, that these people, they cannot chant Hare Krishna at all. They cannot chant. Because they are offenders. Because they are offenders, the word Krishna doesn't come out of their mouth. The word that will come out of their word is, they will keep on saying Chaitanya, they will keep on saying Brahman, like that. They'll keep saying, but Krishna they will not say. They cannot, because they are offenders. They cannot chant. Even if they want to, they cannot chant. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. They are offenders. Because they say that Supreme Lord is equivalent to living entity. Right? A pure devotee doesn't desire anything. A pure devotee is called Nishkama. There's no desire for a pure devotee. But a Jnani, Karmi and Hatha Yogi has an interest. Yes or no? Can anybody tell me what is the goal of a karma kandiya? When somebody
Heavenly
karma
planets.
kanda,
To reach higher planetary systems.
yeah,
Heavenly
to go
planets.
to heavenly
Karma.
planets, correct. To go to heaven, they want to go to Swargaloka. The reason why somebody does this Jyotishtoma Homa, there is one Karmakanda procedure. It is said that they go to some moonly planets and they will enjoy their life there. They want to eat, drink the Somarasa there. They want to enjoy. Just like some other religions, right, which have lower principles. Their highest goal is only heaven. That is all they know. They don't know anything beyond heaven. And Jnana Yogi and Hatha Yogi, okay, for what is the goal for Hatha Yogi generally? What do they desire? They desire Siddhi, Ashtasiddhi. We discussed this, no? Anima, Laghima, Mahima. They desire Ashtasiddhi. That means to do some gymnastic kind of things, to become very light, some people become very heavy, some people are able to Vashikarana, they are able to control others. These are the things that Hatha Yogi wants. That's why he's doing so much of difficulty, all these practices. Jnana Yogi, what does Jnana Yogi want? Tell me, what is his goal? What is his interest?
Brahma Jyoti.
Brahma Jyoti. They want impersonal liberation. They want impersonal, they want to merge into the Supreme. So Prabhupada says, and our Acharyas are saying, even the desire to merge into the impersonal Brahman is also a desire. It is also a material desire only, they say. It's not a spiritual desire also, it's a material desire. And they say that, Prabhupada says, just like the karmis, they want to become the prime minister, isn't it? Let me become the prime minister so that my children will become next prime minister and we will have so much of property. That is a karmi. Let me become the king of the world. Jnani is thinking, let me become God so that I can control the whole world. Let me mix into the God and I become God and I will enjoy like God. That is selfishness. That is also just like it's just materialism taken to the next level. Where this person wants not to become a king, he wants to become God now. He's gone to such crazy heights now that he wants to become God. But a devotee has no desire other than to please Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? What is the desire for any devotee? What is the desire for Prahlad Maharaj? Tell me. When Lord appeared in front of him, asked him, what do you want? What did he say? Did he express any desires? That I want this, I want this. What did he
He
ask?
wanted the Lord's devotional service.
He
And
said,
nothing
I
else.
want to be in the association of your devotees.
Devotee.
Right? What did Dhruva Maharaj ask when Lord appeared and said, what do you want? He said, I want to be in the association of your devotees and I want to serve you, hear about you. That's all. Right? Prithu Maharaj, what did he ask when Lord appeared? What do you want? What did he say? He said, I want 1,000,000 years so that I can hear the katha of the pure devotees. Lord Brahma, what did he ask when he came in front of Krishna? He said, let me become a grass in Vrindavan so that these pure devotees who are coming to Vrindavan will trample upon me and I'll get the dust of these devotees on my head. So now tell me, this is Nishkama. Are you understanding? There is no personal desire, absolutely. This is not Kama, this is Nishkama. So this is pure devotee. Right? Bhakti yogis are, this is a very simple process starting with chanting Hare Krishna. Right? And if you simply accept this process, of chanting Hare Krishna, Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam, Lord gives us sufficient knowledge to attain the spiritual kingdom. Okay, we just have to continuously be in the devotional service. It say that, it's very interesting. Some say that devotees should remain in holy places like Vrindavana or in holy town where Lord lived. But a pure devotee can live anywhere and make that place Vrindavana. Advaita Acharya told Lord Chaitanya, wherever you are, oh Lord, it is Vrindavan. Right? When Prabhupada went to the USA, they asked him, where are you right now? He said, I am in Vrindavan. Wherever I am in Vrindavan only. So Vrindavan is not physically staying in a place, right? It's the mindset. Right? The pure devotees are always carrying Vrindavan in their hearts. Wherever they are, their place, that place they make it Vrindavan. Right? So another important point is Satatam, Nityashaha. Krishna is explaining. Always, regularly, every day. It's not a seasonal devotional service. There's so many people who perform seasonal devotional service. I'll be a devotee of Vishnu on Ekadashi. I'll be a devotee of Krishna on Saturdays. I'll be a devotee of Krishna in the Kartik month. This is called seasonal devotional service. We should not be a seasonal devotee. We should be Nityasaha, Satatam, always, regularly, every day. There is no deviation. It's not that I do one day this, I do next day that. That is not called always. That's not called regularly. That's not called every day. That's not called undeviated. Then we can't call such a person as an undeviated pure devotee. A pure devotee only constantly remembers about Krishna. That's all. Meditates upon him. Right? I'll tell you one thing. There is one bird called Chataka. Chataka. You heard about it? There's one bird. It drinks water, but it drinks water only on the day of Swati Nakshatra. So on the Swati Nakshatra, if there is rain, it will drink water. Otherwise, it will die. It will not even drink any water from anywhere else except from the raindrops coming on the day of Swati Nakshatra. If there is no rain, it will die. It will be ready to die. A pure devotee is like that Chataka. Only Krishna, nothing else. That for such people, Krishna is saying, Tasyaham Sulabha Partha. For them, Krishna is easily available because Nitya Yuktasya Yoginaha, because they are always engaged in Krishna consciousness. Krishna is easily available for them. And there are different types of bhaktas: Shanta Bhakta, Dasya Bhakta, Sakya Bhakta, Vatsalya Bhakta, Madhurya Bhakta. In 5 ways we can engage different rasas or different mellows with the Lord. Being in neutrality, being as a servant, being as a friend, being as a parent, and engaging as a conjugal lover. Actually, when we are practicing devotional service, we do Dasya Bhakti only. We don't try to artificially act like a friend or a parent or a lover. Sadhana Bhakti should be done as a Dasya, means as a servant. And the advanced devotees who are in the Bhava Bhakti, they come to these 3 levels. Okay, we should not try to artificially jump into those levels. Okay, it will become a disturbance to the society. Right? So the pure devotee is always constantly engaged. So this is a great blessing of Krishna conscious process of chanting the Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is the Kartik month, devotees. Say like a bumper sale. Krishna likes this month very much. Anybody who does devotional service in this month, Krishna, very much likes them. Okay, any devotional service that you do today or in this month, we have just one more day. Tomorrow, I believe, is the last day of Kartik. Am I right? So, last chance. What is it that you want to do to please Krishna? Right? Mam upetya punarjanma dukkhalayam asasvatam napnuvanti mahatmana samsiddhim paramam gataha. After attaining me, the great souls never return to this temporary world which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection of life. So there's a very nice word here, Dukkhalayam asasvatam. We keep saying this, right? Dukkhalayam asasvatam, right? Dukkhalayam means what? Dukkhalayam means
full of miseries.
full of miseries. Asasvatam means
Temporary.
temporary. See, Krishna and material world, Krishna consciousness and material consciousness, the difference is this. If we engage in material consciousness, material happiness, material pleasures, we will get this. Dukkhalayam asasvatam. Means full of miseries and temporary. If you make opposite of that, it becomes Sukhalayam Shasvatam. Krishna is Sukhalayam Shasvatam. If we go take Krishna consciousness and if we attain the abode of Krishna, it is Shasvatam. First point is it is eternal, and it is Sukhalayam. That is what we are actually looking for, the eternal happiness. We will be eternally happy, and Punarjanma Napnuvanti means there will be no more birth and death. No more birth and death. Why? Because Mamupetya. Because we would have attained Krishna. If we attain Krishna, then such Mahatmanaha, Samsiddhim Paramam Gataha, such pure devotees who have attained Krishna will not come back into this material world which is full of miseries, and they would have attained the highest perfection of life. Right? The supreme planet of the Golok Vrindavana is being explained here. If we go to the highest perfection of the life, the devotees attain the highest perfection of life, and they are called Mahatmanaha. They are called the Mahatmanaha. Okay? So yes, devotees, I think we'll stop here. Any questions? We'll stop here for today. And we'll continue with the next verse next time. So